Iran and Israel were good friends. This may be hard to believe today, but it is true. In the 1950s and 1960s, the two countries helped each other a lot. Iran was ruled by a king called the Shah. His full name was Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi. The Shah liked the West. He liked America, and he also had good relations with Israel. Iran and Israel worked together on many things. They shared information about their enemies. They helped each other with business and trade. Israel helped Iran build some of its water systems. Iran sold oil to Israel. The two countries needed each other. They both felt danger from Arab countries around them, so they became close partners. Israel even had an office in Tehran, the capital of Iran. Iranian and Israeli leaders met and talked. Soldiers from both countries trained together. This was a strong friendship. Most people in the world did not know how close they were. It was not always shown in public. But behind the scenes, the two countries trusted each other. This friendship lasted for many years. It was built on shared fear and shared needs. Both countries wanted to stay safe. Both countries wanted to be strong. So they chose to stand together. But this friendship would not last forever. A big change was coming, and that change would turn friends into enemies very fast. In 1979, everything changed in Iran. A great revolution happened. The people of Iran were angry at their king, the Shah. They felt he was too close to America. They felt he did not care about religion. A religious leader named Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini led the revolution. He had been living outside Iran for years, but the people loved him. They wanted him to lead their country. The Shah left Iran in January 1979. He never came back. Khomeini returned to Iran in February 1979. Millions of people came out to welcome him. It was one of the biggest moments in Iranian history. Khomeini then set up a new kind of government. It was called an Islamic Republic. Religion would now control the government. Islamic laws would be the law of the land. Khomeini had very strong feelings against Israel. He called Israel an illegal state. He said Israel had no right to exist. He called it an enemy of Muslims everywhere. He used a strong word for Israel. He called it a cancerous tumor. He said it must be removed from the map. These were very serious and dangerous words. Everything that the Shah had built with Israel was now destroyed. The Israeli office in Tehran was closed. Iran stopped selling oil to Israel. All ties were cut. The two countries were no longer friends. They were now enemies. This was a very fast and total change. In just a few months, a strong friendship became a deep hatred. This hatred would grow stronger over the next 40 years. After the revolution, Iran did not attack Israel directly at first. Instead, Iran chose a different way to fight. Iran decided to support groups that were already fighting against Israel. This was a smart but dangerous strategy. Iran gave money, weapons, and training to these groups. Iran wanted to hurt Israel without starting a full war. The most important group Iran supported was Hezbollah. Hezbollah was formed in Lebanon in 1982. Iran helped create this group. Iran's special military force, called the Revolutionary Guards, went to Lebanon to train Hezbollah fighters. Hezbollah became very powerful over time. They fired rockets into Israel many times. They fought Israeli soldiers in Lebanon. Israel and Hezbollah fought a big war in 2006. Many people died on both sides. Iran was very happy with Hezbollah's power. Iran also gave support to Hamas. Hamas is a group that controls Gaza, a small piece of land next to Israel. Hamas does not accept Israel as a real country. Hamas has fired thousands of rockets into Israel over the years. Iran gave Hamas money and weapons to keep fighting. Israel attacked Gaza many times because of these rockets. Iran also supported other smaller groups in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. All these groups together are called the Axis of Resistance by Iran. Iran sees them as its soldiers fighting against Israel from many directions. Israel sees them as terrorists. This network of groups made Iran very powerful in the Middle East, and it kept the war between Iran and Israel alive. Even without a direct fight, Israel was very worried about Iran. Iran was getting stronger every year. Iran was building long-range missiles. Iran was trying to build a nuclear weapon. A nuclear weapon is a bomb so powerful it can destroy an entire city. Israel felt that if Iran got a nuclear weapon, Iran could use it to destroy Israel. Israel decided it could not wait. Israel had to act. Israel started a secret war against Iran. This secret war had many parts. First, Israel attacked Iranian scientists. These were the men and women who were building Iran's nuclear program. Several Iranian nuclear scientists were killed in strange accidents or by unknown gunmen. Iran said Israel was behind these killings. Israel never officially said yes, but most people believed Israel did it. Second, Israel and America worked together to attack Iran's computers. In 2010, a computer virus called Stuxnet was discovered. This virus attacked Iran's nuclear machines. It made the machines spin too fast and break. It destroyed hundreds of machines. Iran's nuclear program was set back by years. This was a new kind of attack. It used computers instead of bombs. It was called a cyber attack. Third, Israel bombed Iranian targets in Syria many times. Iran was moving weapons through Syria to Hezbollah and Lebanon. Israel did not want Hezbollah to get these powerful weapons. So Israeli planes flew into Syria and bombed the weapons before they could be delivered. Israel did this hundreds of times over many years. Iran was angry but could not easily stop it. Iran's nuclear program became one of the biggest fears in the world. A nuclear weapon is the most dangerous weapon ever made. Only a few countries have it. The United States, Russia, China, France, and a few others have nuclear bombs. Israel is also believed to have nuclear weapons, though Israel never officially says so. Iran said it only wanted nuclear energy for electricity, but many countries did not believe this. Iran started building nuclear facilities deep underground. This made it very hard for enemies to bomb them. Iran also started making enriched uranium. Enriched uranium is a material used to make nuclear bombs. The more enriched it is, the closer it is to being a weapon. Iran kept making more and more. The world watched with fear. The United Nations tried to stop Iran. Many countries put sanctions on Iran. Sanctions mean that countries refuse to do business with Iran. They stop buying Iranian oil. They stop selling things to Iran. This hurts Iran's economy badly. Iranian people suffered because of sanctions. But Iran kept going with its nuclear program. In 2015, a big deal was made. It was called the Iran Nuclear Deal, or JCPOA. Iran agreed to slow down its nuclear program. In return, sanctions would be lifted. For a few years, things were calmer. But in 2018, American President Donald Trump pulled America out of the deal. Iran then started making enriched uranium again at a fast pace. The fear returned. The danger grew again. The world worried that Iran was getting close to having a nuclear bomb. Syria became one of the most important places in the Iran-Israel conflict. Syria is a country that sits between Israel and Lebanon. In 2011, a civil war started in Syria. The Syrian government was fighting against its own people. Many countries got involved. Iran decided to send soldiers and weapons to help the Syrian government stay in power. Iran needed Syria to stay friendly. Syria was a road that Iran used to send weapons to Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iran sent thousands of soldiers to Syria. It also sent soldiers from Hezbollah to fight in Syria. With Iran's help, the Syrian government survived the civil war. Iran became very powerful inside Syria. Iran set up military bases in Syria. Iran stored weapons in Syria. Iran was building a permanent military presence right next to Israel's border. Israel watched this with great alarm. Israel did not want Iranian soldiers and weapons so close to its border. So Israel started bombing Iranian targets inside Syria. Israeli jets flew into Syrian airspace and attacked warehouses, military bases, and weapons convoys. Israel struck hundreds of times. Most strikes hit weapons meant for Hezbollah. Sometimes Iranian soldiers were killed in these strikes. Iran was very angry. Iran said it would respond. Sometimes Iranian forces in Syria fired rockets or missiles at Israel. Israel would then fire back even harder. This back-and-forth fighting in Syria went on for years. Syria became a battleground between Iran and Israel. Civilians in Syria suffered terribly. The war in Syria was also a war between Iran and Israel, just fought quietly and by other means. October 7th, 2023, was one of the darkest days in Israeli history. On that morning, Hamas attacked Israel from Gaza. It was the biggest attack on Israel in 50 years. Thousands of Hamas fighters broke through the fence between Gaza and Israel. They entered Israeli towns and villages. They killed about 1,200 people. Most of them were ordinary citizens. Women, children, and old people were killed. About 250 people were taken hostage back to Gaza. Israel was shocked. The whole world was shocked. Israel had not expected such a large attack. Israel's military and intelligence had failed to see it coming. The pain and anger in Israel were enormous. The Israeli government declared war on Hamas immediately. Israeli planes began bombing Gaza. Then Israeli ground soldiers entered Gaza to fight Hamas. The war in Gaza became very intense. Many people in Gaza were killed and injured. Buildings were destroyed. Food and medicine became hard to get. The world debated the war. Some countries supported Israel's right to defend itself. Other countries said Israel was using too much force and killing too many civilians. Iran was closely connected to Hamas. Iran had given Hamas money and weapons for years. Many people asked, did Iran help plan the October 7th attack? Iran said no, but most experts believed Iran played a role in supporting Hamas. The October 7th attack opened a new and very dangerous chapter in the Iran-Israel conflict. The Middle East became more tense than it had been in decades. For decades, Iran had avoided attacking Israel directly. Iran always used other groups to do the fighting. But in April 2024, that changed. For the first time in history, Iran launched a direct military attack on Israel. This was a huge moment. It was the first time Iran had ever attacked Israel from its own land. Iran fired more than 300 drones and missiles at Israel. Drones are small flying machines that can carry bombs. Missiles are powerful flying weapons that travel very fast. Iran launched these weapons from inside Iran, which is about 1,500 kilometers from Israel. This was a very long-distance attack. Iran wanted to send a clear message to Israel. Why did Iran attack? A few weeks earlier, Israel had bombed a building in Damascus, Syria. The building was used by top Iranian military commanders. Several high-ranking Iranian officers were killed in that strike. Iran was furious. Iran said it had to respond to protect its honor and show its strength. But the attack on Israel mostly failed. Israel, the United States, the United Kingdom, France, and Jordan all worked together to shoot down the drones and missiles. About 99% of the weapons were destroyed before they could hit anything. Very few reached the ground. Almost no one in Israel was hurt. A young girl was slightly injured by debris. That was the main injury. Israel and the world saw this as a major moment. Iran had shown it was willing to attack Israel directly. The secret war between Iran and Israel had now come into the open. The conflict had reached a dangerous new level. After Iran's direct missile attack in April 2024, the world waited to see what Israel would do. Would Israel start a full war with Iran? Israel's leaders debated what to do. America told Israel to be careful and not escalate too much. Escalate means to make a situation bigger and more dangerous. The world was afraid that a big war between Iran and Israel could pull in many other countries. Israel decided to strike back, but in a limited way. A few days after Iran's attack, Israel launched its own strike on Iran. Israeli missiles hit an area near Isfahan, a major city in Iran. Isfahan is an important city because Iran has nuclear facilities near it. Israel was sending a message. Israel was showing that it could hit deep inside Iran, even near its most protected places. The strike was small. Not much was damaged, but the message was very clear. Israel was telling Iran, we can reach you anywhere. We have the weapons and the skill to hit your most important places. Iran at first tried to say the attack was very small and unimportant, but the world could see that Israel had proven a powerful point. The two countries had now attacked each other directly. This was something that had never happened before in their long conflict. Both countries showed restraint after these exchanges. They did not want a full, open war right away, but the red line had been crossed. Iran and Israel had gone from a shadow war to a real, direct military exchange. The region held its breath, wondering what would come next. The conflict between Iran and Israel is one of the most dangerous situations in the world today. It has been going on for more than 45 years. What started as a broken friendship has become a deep and violent rivalry. Both countries see each other as an existential threat. That means each country believes the other one wants to destroy it completely. Iran continues to build its nuclear program. Experts believe Iran is very close to having enough enriched uranium to make a nuclear weapon. Iran says its program is peaceful, but Israel and the United States do not believe this. Israel has said many times that it will never allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon. Israel has not said exactly what it would do to stop it, but the world knows that Israel is ready to act. Hezbollah and Lebanon fought a major war with Israel in late 2024. Israel hit Hezbollah very hard. The leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, was killed by Israel. Hezbollah was seriously weakened. This was a big blow to Iran's strategy because Hezbollah was Iran's most powerful partner. The October 7th war in Gaza also changed the balance of power. Hamas was severely damaged by Israel's military operations. Iran's network of allies became weaker overall. But Iran still has many weapons and many friends in the region. The Iran-Israel conflict is not over. It is still happening right now. Both countries are strong, proud, and determined. The history of this conflict shows how quickly things can change. The world watches closely, hoping for peace but preparing for more danger.